strategy and how you're going to pick him apart. It's, I can't even explain it.
Now, how much do you change your strategy? When you step into the cage, you're kind of a short, stocky type. When you see the tall, lanky, do you change up your strategy too much?
It's pretty general usually. You make your game plan, you find out who you're fighting a couple months beforehand, and then you get in the cage and you forget everything. You forget everything that you trained for. So that's where the experience comes in. I've had quite a few fights now. I've got a record of 3-7, so I've had the experience. It's still a head game. You get in there and forget everything.
As Mike Tyson says, you have a game plan until you get hit.
There you go, exactly.
Let's go to Michael Corwin.
He's fighting out of the blue corner. Put your hands together for Aaron Morrison.
All right, so pretty good matchup. Brandon, who just came in the red corner, he has one loss on his record. He was TKO'd, so obviously he's tried to work on his stand-up a little bit more because, you know, once you get TKO'd, you don't want to go down that road again.
Yeah, you learn pretty quick.
Yeah. He hasn't fought since last summer, and he took that fight on 2 weeks' notice and said, you know what, after you get in the cage, usually you get that experience of saying, I've got to start training.
Definitely. Sometimes that's the only way to find out, I guess, when you get laid out like that. Makes you figure out that you got to train for it, you know.
Again, all of those you watching on CageFightingLive.com, I'm talking with MMA fighter Shea Brophy. He's also called the Boom, which is terrifying because I've done sailing, so I know the boom, the kind of damage a boom could do to you, knock you right out. And on the way into the cage, we have Aaron Morrison. He's making his debut in the cage tonight, representing Underdogs MMA. Out of Cedar Springs and a freestyle fighter, so we'll see how they match up. Both freestyle fighters. Brandon in the red corner right now, representing Team Blood Rush.
Nice
That's
name.
what this sport will do for you, right? Can't steal a name. You already have a cool one.
Looks like a pretty good matchup here on the experience level. 0-1 versus a debut fighter.
Standing to my left, fighting out of the red corner, he is from Marcellus, Michigan, representing Team Blood Rush. He is a freestyle fighter, standing 5'9" tall, weighing 205 pounds. Put your hands together for Brandon Miller. His opponent to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he is from Cedar Springs, Michigan, representing Underdogs MMA, a freestyle fighter as well, weighing 205 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Morrison.
All right, fans, we're ready to get underway. This is our first fight in 21 fights and 7 titles.
This fight scheduled for 3-minute rounds.
Title fights on the line tonight, and they will be 5 3-minute rounds, so they're upping them to the 5 rounds. You never know, different organizations do 3 rounds for title fights. Here, we're going to do 5 rounds, so get ready for a lot of MMA action tonight.
Ready. Blue corner, get it.
All right, and here we go.
Good sportsmanship with the hand touch there.
Oh, ducks under the shot and looks for the takedown. He wanted no part of standing up.
Trying to pass the guard now.
We're going to see how active they are. Remember, Aaron in the red shorts and Brandon in the camouflage-ish, the gray shorts.
Brandon looks pretty comfortable in the guard there, actually.
Yeah, Aaron trying to drop some leather.
High, though. Let's him get back up. There you go.
But I don't know how long Aaron's going to stay up. He looked really concerned. There he goes. It's for the takedown
again. Big double leg, big takedown.
Oh, he could roll himself into a guillotine almost.
Jockeying for position. Aaron lands a shot from the north-south kind of there. Looks like Brandon might have the guillotine in. If he can wrap that other leg around on the bottom there, he's got it.
You know, the one thing, Aaron's really got to be concerned with position and defense first before he's trying to fire.
He fights out of it. Look at this. Going to posture up from the guard now.
Tries a crossface to get some space to land some leather.
Big shot with the left.
And Travis, the referee, not very happy with the action. He wanted more punches being landed. And I think they've been moving since the opening bell. You know, that's a little bit of experience right there for Brandon, stopping because he was hitting the back of the head without even being warned. Oh, we're looking for the rear naked, fishing for it. As long as Aaron can keep his hands on his arm, he's pretty safe from that. Got to prevent that.
Nice power takedown. He's still looking for that rear naked. He's not giving it to him, though.
I don't think Aaron's very comfortable on the bottom. We've seen him roll over on top trying to reverse the position each time.
He's got that leg. There's a Oh, that's in pretty deep. He might be in some trouble here. Yeah, he taps.
I don't. Is that the tap or is that?
Okay.
I think he's.
It's
I think he's trying to fight it
still.
still.
He gives a thumbs up. He's still good.
He's got to push on that elbow though. That elbow's locked in there pretty tight, and he's got to try and push it up. Get some breathing room.
Landed some shots from the awkward position though.
You know, that's what's really funny about Aaron. He's going to fire Aaron in the red shorts again and Brandon in the gray shorts. Aaron's going to fire from any position, it seems.
He fights out of the rear naked. He might not have a whole lot left in the tank, though.
Well, Brandon's got to
from the top now.
Work on stretching him out. It looks like he's out.
He might be out there.
I think Travis has got to check him out.
Travis is going to call it right there.
Yeah, kind of anticlimactic for those watching because I don't think Travis realized he was out because that shot didn't seem like it did a lot of damage.
He took a couple pretty strong shots before that last one, though. I think he was out for a couple seconds before the end there.
Yeah, and but a little slow of referee Travis Travesty because I think he thought that punch wasn't very damaging.
Well, he gave him the thumbs up from the bottom, but he was not moving either, so it's
and I think
it's a tough spot to put the ref in because you don't want to call a fight too early because then you get the fighters that are upset about getting their fight called too early. But
exactly,
you got to look out for the safety of the fighters also.
I think for us it was more of seeing the body just go limp and we knew, okay, this is
a pretty good indicator.
And that's what you want to see if it's your opponent, right?
Yes, most definitely.
The doctor in there checking out right now. Double duty for her tonight, singing the national anthem and coming in and checking everything out.
Staying busy for sure.
Make sure you get over there and check out.
We got to give Aaron kudos, though, for fighting off that rear naked choke. Brandon's really got to work on his position for that so then he could pull it off next time and stop his opponent.
Definitely. Aaron held his position there for quite a while. That's not a good spot to be in, though. You never want to be on the bottom when you're taking that rear naked.
Right.
He held it for a while, though. He took some pretty strong shots, too. You got to definitely give him some kudos for that.
All right. Well, Brandon moving to 500 with his record, 1-1 right now. Let's go up to Michael Gorwin. Michael Gorwin has the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner at 2 minutes and 35 seconds of round one. Winner by referee stoppage due to strikes from the red corner, Brandon.
Good way to start tonight.
Keep the noise out of object, ladies and gentlemen. These fighters feed off of you just as much as you feed off of them. Let's hear it for them. How about another fight? You want another fight? Give me a hell yeah, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight of the evening, let's introduce the red corner. Put your hands together for Andrew Allen.
All right, AJ coming in. We've got we went from the big boys to the little boys now. We've got the 130-pounders coming in. AJ fighting out of the red corner.
These guys are little spark plugs. I love watching these fights.
I know, they're so hyper. Do you ever think like, oh, thank God I'm heavyweight. I don't want to keep up that pace.
Sometimes, yeah, definitely.
Very intense. AJ coming in with 10 fights. He's got a record of 3-7, and he says that he's ready for this fight tonight. Played football, earlier on, and said, you know what, this is what he wanted to do is see some of the fights on TV, liked watching it, and said, this is something I want to try and do.
You hear that quite often. That's a pretty general explanation for why you get into the cage.
You know what? I've seen that so much. It's really funny. Not a lot of boxers say, I saw it on TV and I wanted to do it. They usually, ended up in a gym somehow. But everyone says, I love watching it on TV. He's representing Zeno or Die MMA. Justin Zeno, who is fighting tonight. Yeah, he's fighting tonight. He will work his corner.
The blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, Nate English.
Nate coming in a little bit heavier, only about 7 pounds heavier, but making his debut tonight. So I think maybe that's the trade-off. Weight for experience.
There you go.
And coming in with a boxing/wrestling background from Grand Haven. He's independent. He goes to different gyms to try and get a little piece of everything. Which, you know, it's funny. I find in Michigan, a lot of fighters go to one gym. They learn their craft there. And other places I've been, California, I've been to different for MMA, and they kind of travel.
That's not a bad thing, though. I mean, you can get a lot of different things from different people.
I
mean, it's never bad to keep your background a little bit, you know, scattered. That way you're covering a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You get a very well-rounded knowledge of the sport.
You know, and that's sometimes what you got to do to get the best training. And there are some fantastic gyms out here that do get a chance to offer the best trainers in each discipline, but sometimes you have to do, like you said, go and find the best trainers for that discipline. Coach Chris Swan working Nate's corner tonight. Again, he watched it on TV and had a friend do it and said, I'm in it. And he's previously played hockey, so I'm Canadian, so we know the hockey will get you in. They're tough. They like to fight, and this is where they're totally legit. They're not going to end up in the box for 2 minutes or 5 minutes for fighting. Maybe that's where he'd like to spend most of his time.
That could be a little bit of a head game coming in here with your first career fight against somebody that's got a established record.
What I've found is a lot of guys that come in with a wrestling background feel pretty comfortable coming in because they know they have that as a safety feature as to take the guy down.
Here's the tail of the tape. Introducing first to my right, fighting out of the red corner from Marcellus, Michigan, representing Zito or Die MMA, weighing 130 pounds, standing 5'8" tall, a freestyle fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Allen. His opponent, fighting out of the blue corner from Grand Haven, Michigan, in his MMA debut, an independent fighter, his style boxing and wrestling, weighing 137 pounds, standing 5'11" tall. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate English. This fight scheduled for 3-minute rounds.
All right, well, we have Nate in the Venom green and white shorts, and we have AJ in the kind of rainbow-ish shorts.
Sportsmanship again, touching gloves in the center of the cage.
And right away, AJ comes out with some pretty good hands, and I think Nate felt that.
A little bit of grappling up against the cage here, jockeying for position. Nate's looking for the takedown there with the back leg. Trying to feel each other out up against the cage there. Lands a knee. Andrew lands a knee there.
I think so far already from the opening bell, we've kind of seen a little bit more on the experience side for AJ.
He's definitely got his composure. Looking for the big double leg slam there.
Good takedown defense by AJ, though. Being in the cage, you know, a few times helps out with that.
Definitely. Still jockeying for position up against the cage there. Gonna have to see some action, or the travesty might center him up.
Yeah, he's not very patient when it comes to.
His reputation is that he likes to see action. He's not afraid to stand you up. He might be given the guillotine there.
Yeah, and I think Nate's put himself very susceptible to position.
Oh, he's exposing his neck.
Which is something he'll learn very quickly in this sport,
definitely.
That it's danger zone. Just like when you stand up fight, you can't keep your chin up in the air.
Oh, yep. I learned that one, too. It's a hard lesson to learn, but I did learn it.
This is not the place you want to learn it, right? Hopefully in the gym.
No, I was
with
hoping
16
to find it out a different way, but one way
by
or the
watching
other, I guess.
someone else go down with it.
Ideally, yes. Still looking for that double leg.
Some great takedown defense by AJ. You know, and I'm surprised a little bit because Nate having more of the weight on his side is having trouble. There he goes with the takedown.
There he got it. AJ is still holding, looking for that guillotine. They both got each other by the neck now.
This is where I think he's got to abandon it and just try and get into a mount.
See a little bit of guard work here from Nate.
Oh, and he's trying to climb his way up to the shoulders.
He's got the short arm isolated. He might be looking for a modified armbar from the bottom there.
Sometimes I guess it's hard to see through the leather that you're eating.
He wraps him up in a triangle. He's got a triangle.
If he pulls this off, that could be what a great start to his MMA career.
Andrew might be in trouble here.
He maybe doesn't have the leeway as much with his shoulders up against the cage if he can pivot around and maybe get a little more breathing room.
He's got him balled up there pretty well. When you're in that triangle, if you can ball your opponent up, it opens up your airway a little bit better. There, you gave up the triangle now.
And then he looked for the arm bar, but AJ was having none of that.
It's good sportsmanship again.